And welcome. This is the Skeinz Diaries. I am Marie, episode 242, 17th of April. Welcome along. Sorry I'm late. Mondays, you know what those big Monday meetings are like. Sometimes they run over, and they did today. That's okay. Only a little bit late, half an hour late. So thank you for being patient. And welcome. I hope everyone is doing well today. Oh man, it's just we're finally starting to breathe post sale, which has actually been really, really great. We got completely up to date by the end of last week. So if your parcel, if you did order through the sale, your parcels should be, if you've not already got them, definitely in transit, which is great news. And we're also clearing and contacting anybody that have any issues with parcels and stuff as well. So that is all just looking like that it is looking fantastic. Good morning, everybody. Yes, so that's all good news, which is great. Didn't bring my project in actually. I'm now up to about here on the sleeve. So I've got about that much to do before I get to the armhole. I'm in a. It's so funny because after I chatted to you guys on what day was it? Thursday. I have changed my mind. So I'm making this jumper up for those that are not aware. It's like just an off the cuff thing. I'm knitting it in the round so far from the bottom up. I've put some detailing underneath the arms. And I was going to do it as a raglan, sort of in reverse. And then I changed my mind on Thursday, and I think I'm going to do a saddle shoulder instead. I really am kind of liking that idea. So, of course, I need to rethink how I'm going to do the sleeve. So I'm sort of got some ideas. So I'm going to get onto it and phone my friend. I'm going to phone a friend about that, and I'm going to probably give Ethan a holler during the week and see what he thinks about it. Because I've got an idea of where I think I need to go, but he is the font of all knitting knowledge, and he's probably going to send me in another direction. And I know what he's going to say to me, but I think what I'll end up doing, and I think this is what he's going to suggest, is that I actually take that sleeve and then actually knit the cap of the sleeve actually in the flat, and then create with the saddle shoulder actually a visible seam that runs up to here and here for the shoulder, which I'm quite comfortable with, to be perfectly honest. But I just need to just talk it through with him and see what his thoughts are on it. Because now that if I'd known what I'd known now, and he may actually even suggest this to me, I would have actually worked the sleeve flat in its entirety. He may turn around and say to me, look, Marie, just undo the whole thing and just start the sleeve again in the flat, which, to be fair, I may end up doing. I haven't really quite decided. But considering it's for a birthday present and it's his birthday in 2 days' time, he's only getting a photo of the birthday present as a work in progress just to prove that it is actually happening. Oh, dear. But there you go. It's okay. It's all good. So that's where I'm at with my work in progress. Delene, I'm so glad to see you are here because you may have seen I did get the newsletter out nice and early. And I have just a wee snippet of some of the things to show. These are all from Dell. She has had such a good time knitting up so many things. Look at all of these. And she's been using up all her bits and pieces. Let me put this one over here. Oopsie daisies, stuff like, look at that. Vintage and Pulse. Oh, gosh. Put that there. Look at that. Oh, Pulse. All these Milos. Gosh, Delene. Geez, look at this. You had that one tucked away, hey? That one was tucked away in the old stash archive. That's a little bit of terabyte. That is. Gosh. See, now that I look at that, Dell, I look at that and I think, oh man, we should really remake that. It was just so difficult to dye, but it was an amazing yarn. Look at that, more Pulse and vintage. Amazing. It's just like, seriously. And this is only part of bags and bags and bags. You're an absolute machine. Oh, but I'm going to show everyone this one. And the reason I'm going to show everyone this one is because this one is still available. And we've had people asking what Sea Dune would look like knitted up. And this, even though this one is a different colorway, Yeah, this one is was called Coastal Print. The Sea Dune, which is on the Orb base, this is a different base, this is the Albertine base, but it's exactly the same colour, and it was printed actually, funnily enough, at the same time. So that's what that one would look like. So that's what I'll show you that. So thank you for that. So Delene has been knitting these for flood relief and cyclone relief, and it's been great because I have been um, working with some people at different locations, and in fact that was why we ran late with the meeting this morning. Is actually we had a cyclone relief meeting at the end of it, and it's like for us, we're wanting to make sure that things get directly to the people that we need it. So we've been putting extra work into that, and it's great because I've got I've got the little black book out, and I've got some direct contacts on the coast that it is going. Some of these are we going to, so that is heading in to get into those areas that were affected up and around Tokomata Bay. In there was in that there were little pockets all affected through there, and they can sort of quite cut off up there. Then I've got another contact at Tikaraka. Now, Tikaraka is 20 minutes inland from Gisborne. It was the one area where the entire little village, township, the water just came in and it flooded the entire township. So everyone that lived in the village, in town, got nailed. And I have a contact there. And so she went to the town meeting for me. She was there anyway, but she asked last week. So I can get stuff directly into the family and whānau and there. So that's really good news. I'm very happy about that. And then, of course, we've got our people here. So we've got direct contacts that we're looking at going through at the schools at Pakawhai, Puketap, and Esk, to make sure that these go into those families that need them. So I am pretty stoked about that. So that's actually one of my jobs for this week, is I get to go centering again and making sure that all of those get out. So I thought I'd just give you a little update on what's been happening with the flood work. Right, drink. Oh. Mondays, I tell you, so full on. It's actually been really neat too, the number of people that have been coming to visit the bay, which has been great because we are still up and running and everything here. And so if you are wondering about can you come to the bay, spend time in the bay, yes you can, it's all good, and lots of people are there, so that's really important. So that's been exciting. And you may have noticed that on the weekend, if you're a follower of Knit August Nights, I did actually put the classes up on the weekend. The classes were something that or that I've been a bit slack on doing. So I have actually got those classes up. And if you are thinking of coming to Knit August Nights, there's 13 classes listed there, plus the masterclass, that's 14 total. And it is, yeah, I'm really thrilled. 9 of them are completely brand new. Delene is actually one of our tutors. She's doing hand spinning again. So if you've got that dusty old wheel and you're wanting to learn how to spin, this could be the perfect time to do it. So that is there. We've got, there's so much on offer. The wonderful Lisa Craig is coming back up from Wanaka. She loved it so much last year. She's coming back this year. She's going to do the masterclass for me, plus 4 classes. Libby will be back. So she is doing 3 classes with that as well. It is so good. So good. Jeanette's asking, what's the name of the pattern you knitted for those little tops? One of them's Milo. What's this one, Dal? Is that, my design called Grandpa's Tea. Is that this one here, Grandpa's Tea on Ravelry? Brilliant. Delene, thank you. Actually, with knowing that, Delene, I might, I'll pop that out. Thank you for that. That's, see, look, don't you love it? Put it out there, instant news, and it just comes straight back. I love it. It's so good. Yes, so Knit August Night. So 1st of May is registration time. So I feel, and I realized I completely forgot. I delayed registrations last year because of just everything going on. But this year it was good. I don't know. I was actually quite pleased I was able to get everything, the classes and stuff up. So that's great. Keeping it all again. I'm taking it back to old school, how we used to have it as the more retreat style in the smaller format, everything under one roof at East Pier, and then obviously activities here at Skeinz. And it should be good. I really enjoyed it last time, and it's nice and personal and fabulous. So if get your friends together, little knitting buddies. If you fancy a wee stitchy weekend away, a little stitchy weekend, few coffees, few not so coffees for a weekend. Last weekend in August is when that happens. Masterclasses on the Thursday, and then there's also Lights Up movie on Thursday night. And I suggest you come Thursday night, and then we hit the ground running Friday morning. So all day Friday, all day Saturday, and then Saturday morning. So it should be fun. Lots and lots. I'm really excited about it. Usually I'm like, oh, I have got to get all this stuff done for Can, and I haven't done it. Whereas this year I'm like super chill about it, actually. It's really nice. Really, really nice. Right. Now, the other thing I talked about the other day was this. So excited about this. This is Ethan's new design. It's called the Aran Pullover. I know loads of you, so he tells me, went off and bought this after I did diaries last week. And I have to admit, this will be my next project cast on. I can tell you that right now. Once I get through I'm being very monogamous, once I get through my other gifty jumper that I'm doing. Now, on the newsletter last week, I put out the link for this and some direct yarn suggestions. It's called the Aran Pullover for a reason, because it uses Aran and worsted weight yarn. He's got in here a stitch gauge of 20 stitches to 28 rows. That's a good old classic 10-ply Aran weight. And I talked about the Skeinz tweed that many of you bought in the sale. We also have the Cascade 220 merino. That's perfectly to this gauge, as does the Kelly & Co. All fantastic options. And of course, vintage 10-ply, vintage abroad 10-ply, which is still at the reduced price of $3.95. All are absolutely perfect for this project. Today, I want to talk about some combinations and some yarns that you may not instantly think that you want to do in this project, but will definitely get that gauge. And the first one I'm going to pop out in that list, and I've just gone and grabbed this one. This is actually, I don't know why this one was walled this way, but anyway, it's this little guy here. This is Stornoway in the Highlander Heathers. And this is the DK. So Highlander Heathers, Southlander DK, Treaty Myrtle DK, any of those yarns, these are all spun to this weight, or even good old-fashioned Perrindale actually, are all spun to the same weight, will get you that 20 stitch gauge effortlessly. This, of course, is my Love Newt that I knitted over the summer. And I knitted this, in fact, I knitted this to an 18-stitch tension. So this is actually an even looser tension again. But you can see the fabric that you do get from this is brilliant, and it can be used. And if you're looking for a project, I mean, this is the neat thing. This is why I wanted to show you the Southlander. This is just your classic crew neck sweater with a few little extra features in terms of how he's graded and fitted the shoulders and the sleeves. He's gone and added these little touches, and in fact, is it in that image there? He's added these little touches here with the tubular cast on, which is optional. You don't have to do the tubular cast on if you don't want to. But having done a tubular cast on my husband's jumper last winter is such a beautiful finish that it really does make a difference. It's lovely and elastic. It's very crisp and clean. It is worth it. It's not that much of a fiddle, to be fair. It really isn't. So he's got all these lovely little features in there. The Southlander yarns in that sweater to give you a beautiful classic design, I think would be wonderful. I'm just gutted, of course, the sweater I'm working on at the moment, I had started before this came out, because I would have actually done this design for it, to be brutally honest with you. But that's okay. Oh, hold on, let's throw that back there. Right. Other yarn combinations. If you're wanting something with a little bit more sort of brrr to it, I think you should consider some double stranding. And I'm going to start with these. And then I realized when I had this brainwave, when I arrived back just before, I suddenly thought, oh my gosh, I haven't shown you some of these things before. So many of you may remember Shoji from last year, which was my Knit August Nights project. And this is the ladder swatch that I did before embarking on Shoji. And Shoji was by Nora Gowan, and it's a big cocoon cardigan. And it is made, I did it using Cozy, Cheapest Chips Cozy 4-ply, and Aria. And I've just gone and grabbed the DK version, I think, there, haven't I? Yes, I have. But anyway, it was the fine version of this. So those are the two that I used. And this is the ladder swatch that we have, just showing you all the different tensions. So that's 4mm, 4.5, 5mm, 5.5, and 6mm. And that's the one I ended up using. But this next guy up, of course, is the 20-stitch tension on the 4.5mm needle, which is exactly what you need in the sweater, isn't it? So if you're wanting to do something and have this beautiful fabric with just a little bit of prrr to it, do think about doing some double stranding with some fine mohair. So obviously the color combinations, you've seen all the key ones before. As you know, I chose that blue. However, we have actually got 3 new colors in Whisper Fine, and they are green tea, which is an exact match to matcha and cozy. We did that quite deliberately, so you can now knit those two together. And we also have Bellini, which is an exact match to the Ice Peach in cozy. So these two, it means that you can buy these yarns, do that double stranding, get this beautifully plush soft fabric, which is incredible because what you're using is a base yarn that is a classic rustic 4-ply yarn, but the minute you add that mohair to it, it just elevates it, and you would never know that you had this wool yarn. Like, it just feels so beautiful, plush and soft, and just absolutely strokeable. So you can do that combination in peach now. You can do that combination in this beautiful ice green, and then the third color we did was this one here. It's called Provence, and we actually did it to match this Flight Light Fairy. Isn't that a match made in heaven, huh? Tell you what, if you're wanting to do an Elton cardigan by Jorge Locatelli, that would look amazing too. But those two are an exact match, and they look amazing. So in that sweater, that's another option for you. The other option as well with this Provence, if you want something that gives you a little bit of depth and interest and a slight sort of tonal marling in the fabric, is you pop Provence back with Gallo in Sock Mortician edition, and that is also a really amazing combination as well. So those are all options that you can do. These two, knit any of those combinations I've shown you on a 4.5mm needle. You should get 20 stitches to 10 centimeters, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt for get engaged with that. So those are some combinations that I think you should give a go at, because often you forget, you think, oh gosh, I haven't got a yarn in this, but you can always combine yarns to create new yarns. And we do so often forget about that. So that is something that you can do. Here is another option. Are you ready? If you stocked up on some of this Whisper, this is why I grabbed the Whisper DK, I remember now. If you'd stocked up on some of this Whisper DK, now I know we've got stocks here in the shop. It is actually, I'll have a look and see what we've still got available online. Talk amongst yourselves, people. Let's have a little look here. So this is what happens when I go off script. I do it all the time. I know I'm shocking. Here we go. Right, let's see what we've still got left. Because Whisper DK is being discontinued. So I do still have Aria. There we go. I've got 4 left. I've got Summer, Spellbound, and Aria online. I do have a couple of other colours here in the shop. But the other thing I've got is Argenti, which is a silver mohair, which is in that page as well. And that's almost straight mohair. Any of those worked will give you a 20 stitch tension pretty much on a 4.5 millimeter needle, isn't it? Well, so again, if you're wanting to do a classic, beautiful crew neck, fluffy sweater for winter, you can do it in full fluff, not just a little bit of fluff, but full fluff sweater. You can do it with a Whisper DK or that Argentine to get your full fluff. So you can either do slightly fluffy or you can go full fuzz, baby, and do it in Whisper DK. So that is also a bit of fun as well. So there you go. Loads of options, right? Do make sure that you get the pattern purchased. It is available on Ravelry. It is called just that Aran Pullover. And if you've got the newsletter in the inbox from last week, I've got a link in there as well. So do make sure you go and do that. Right, I'm going to keep going because I've got a million and one things that I need to do. I've got to actually pack up all these things from Dell so I can get those, the first lot of those sent out to the people that they need to go to. I hope you have a great week. I will be back on Thursday. Lord only knows what I'll talk about then, but I'm sure I'll find something between now and then. Until then, take care. Have a good day at your place, and I'll see you then.